Good day, brethren. Finally, I got the video going. You know that I was trying, it's the fourth time that I'm trying to get this video going. Don't know why, I just could not get it, but then I prayed and now I'm on my way. So what I want to ask you, first of all, is to share this video with your friends. YouTube and Facebook is restricting my posts. Also, I'm blocked on Facebook until the 12th. So I would like to ask you to share this video. This video is a very important name. In this video, I'm going to discuss what is the number of the beast. It's not 666 like many of you think. I want you to watch the whole video and to find it. I'm actually going to bring that out the last. Yeah. So today's subject is the beast that will impose his mark and number is the false prophet. Many of you do not know that. Many says here, speaks of the Antichrist is going to force his mark or his name. But it's not the Antichrist, it is the false prophet. It is the false prophet. And we're going there now. Revelation 13 actually have only 18 verses. Revelation 13, 1 to 10 concerns the first beast. Revelation 13, 11 to 18 concerns the second beast, lamp-like beast, which imposes his mark on everyone. Revelation 13, 14 says, this man is a deceiver. And Jesus also warned us about this time. He said there will be coming a time where a man will deceive the whole world, and it is the false prophet. This is the one that Jesus warned us about. It is the false prophet. The false prophet is the one that will impose his mark, and not actually his mark, his name and his number. Now 666 is not the number. I'm going to show that to you in the moment. It is the false prophet that emphasize the biometric system, or called it the RFID system. He is the one that emphasized it and called the shots for it. Let's go there quickly.
Number 8, we will finally complete the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. For years, Congress has required biometric entry-exit visa tracking systems, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action, never happens, never happens. Hillary Clinton.
That is just an excuse.
All talk. Unfortunately, when there is action, it's always the wrong decision. Do you ever notice? In my administration.
Did you hear that? In his administration.
We will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system.
The tracking system is not for the immigrants. The tracking system is for you. Yeah, the tracking system is for you. The false prophet is the Jewish Messiah. His name appears on the temple coin. His name appears on Golan Heights, named after Donald Trump. The Antichrist is not the one who enforces it. The false prophet is a spokesman for the first beast, the Antichrist as we call it. Okay? The false prophet is the one who call for the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, or if you call it, the RFID, which is about it. He just mentioned it in another name. Let's go back to the first picture. What else do you see here? This was the 60th birthday of the United Nations. And what else do you see? You see flags. May I ask you, who is the flags that is covering those 666? The first one, of course, is the United Nations. Where is the United Nations offices instead? It is in New York. They will move soon to Brussels. Yeah, that is after America is destroyed. But who is the center states right in the middle? It is the United States. And the other one is the European Union. These three is the most important ones that control the new world order. But it is the United States that is taking the center stage and is the key player in creating the new world order that will put the false prophet and the Antichrist into power. No, it's not conspiracy theory. It is no speculation either. Seriously, it is time Christians need to wake up. America is controlling the world. America is the policeman of the world. The USA is the greatest superpower on earth. How do they exercise this power? The USA has a whooping 1,100 military bases in 83 countries, so they are the preferred method by which the Pentagon, the New World Order, the deep state. The deep state is the New World Order. The deep state is your president's people. No, Donald Trump is not fighting the New World Order or the deep state. Donald Trump is the deep state. Donald Trump is the New World Order. And he seeks to dominate the planet. And Donald Trump is dominating the planet. Donald Trump is setting the pace. He is setting the pace, the peace deal. He's going to build the temple for the Antichrist, the third temple. Okay, enough said. I may not say too much. Years ago, I read about a young man who had a vision of the mark of the beast. Everything was in chaos. Seems like it was a tribulation, he said. He was in a room with many people and it was dark. It looked like a third world country. There was a long, very long line of people and it seems like they were taking the mark of the beast. He screamed to them not to take the mark, however they were in another world of their own. He had a close look at this machine and he said it looked very similar to this machine that's here in the picture. And the machine scanned something like an electronic barcode tattoo on the not on the left hand, that's my mistake there, on the right, sorry about that, on the right hand or the forehead of the persons. He also mentioned, and at the back of the room there was a guillotine with a bucket of water where all the heads fell into. For those who refuse to not to take the barcode tattoo. Yeah, but let's go and see the word. What does the word say about it? And please remember, do not switch off the video. I'm going to give you the number of the beast, and that I will discuss last. Okay, let's go to insert. Okay, Let's go there. Yeah, Revelation 16. And he calls us all. What does the word says? He calls us all. Now, I find that many scholars, they believe that the Antichrist will not be able to control the whole world. But what does the Bible say? The word says, and he calls us all. Of course, those that don't take the mark, then they will then be beheaded. Both small and great, rich and poor. So even Queen Elizabeth, even Putin, rich, small, great or poor and bond will receive a mark. We're coming to that word now. We're going to read the scripture through quickly. What is the mark? And it will be in the right hand. Now, most versions or says Bible versions, certain Bibles says it is on the hand, and here I always use the King James versions, and it says it's in the right hand. I believe it has been changed so that you believe that it is the RFID chip that will be implanted in your right hand or in your forehead. Imagine planting that thing in in your forehead. It's hardly placed there. Your skin is quite tight here in the front of your forehead, you know. But the older version of the King James version, in that version it says, well, you can't see, I don't have the camera on. I was going to show it to you. So that version, it says that it's on the right hand and on the forehead, and that no man by shall save he that had the mark, which the mark is actually the false prophet, as I mentioned, not the Antichrist. The false prophet is the one that imposes his name and his number, the number of his name. We're going to discuss that in a moment, so hold on tight. It says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. Remember, the beast doesn't have a number. It's the man that has this number, and his number is 666. Everybody tried, even my name comes to 666. So it is the number of a certain man that, and it's not 666. You're going to be surprised to find what that number is. So hold on tight. So let us first discuss what is this mark that he is talking about. The mark in actual, but let us go to the King James version, the G for it says karachma, from the same as G5482, a scratch. This is very important, and I want to ask you, the e-sword, it is free, and you don't need to buy any type of real books. You can use it on your PC. I don't know so much about your iPad or the iPhone. I think there you need to pay for it, but it's free on your computer, and you can download the rest of the books also for free. Now it says that karachma is the name for the mark. So what is it really? It is a scratch or etching that is a stamp, like a stamp that you put onto a piece of paper as a badge of servitude, or a sculpted figure or statue graven. It's a graven mark image, But let's go there and further what it says here. The fire definition, it says a stamp, an imprinted mark. Number one, of the mark stamped on the forehead. Here you see, he correctly put it like that. It's stamped on the forehead. As I said, you can't put that thing here on your forehead. That RFID thing is the thing is hopelessly too tight there. It will bulge and will have a problem there. It's on. That is why they put it here between the the fledging of the your index finger and the thumb. There is the space there in there. So it's on the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. It's the mark branded upon horses, a thing carved, a sculptured, graven work. It's of idolatrous images and now neuter. So that's the whole thing. So now we see for ourselves what is the mark itself. It is good to study the word, to go deep into it, and to know what it really is. So let's go back to our study for today. Yeah. So here is the dream that I told you, and this is the mark, the machine that they use, as this young man said. Now, to put it like that, during the tribulation, especially the sixth seal, just at the sixth seal, there's another 14 events coming. Power and electricity will be disturbed. They will be continuously broken down. So they need a low-tech instrument to do that, to do the work. And this seems to be agree with what John saw. And if John would have described the RFID, the chip that is implanted in the head, but I find it difficult to be used on the forehead. It's been planted either on the in the head. This is what this chip is. I'm not saying that the chip will not be used. I believe it may find a place, maybe on certain people, like the top guys, for instance, the lead and etc., may use that. But yeah, let's go further on here. In our prisons here in South Africa, what the gangsters do, they place a mark or number, the name of the gang or the number of the gang, and this one is called 28 gang. 28 gang. Some here in South Africa may know what I'm talking about. And then you have the 26 gangs as well. So that is just part of it, So, and what is the right hand? Why specifically the right hand? It's the right hand in the ancient days they used to take a pledge. So it's put in actually the right hand that's been used to sign a pledge to Caesar in those days. So here the Roman soldier used to take his right hand and swore a pledge unto Caesar for his loyalty. And this actually here on top of the helmet there, it's also like a coat, Caesar's name then appears on the helmet here in front. So that is what John saw in his days, either on the forehead, or the mark will then be the number, or the name of the beast will then be on that's actually the false prophet, will then be on the right hand and on the forehead. Yeah, I always watch kids putting tattoos on there, and I always ask them, why do you put a tattoo? And they said to me, no, it's not real. And I said, where do you get it from? And they said, either it's from restaurants that they're getting it. These are actually to condition your young already from small to have this tattoo. So this looks more, makes more sense to me than to have the actual RFID chip, in your hand. I already find it is very difficult on your forehead. So the name will be either printed, imprinted, and on your right hand or on the forehead. And I'll ask you, the parents of your children, warn your kids about this, because they condition your children already to receive the mark of the beast. And that is why they're hiding it away, what it could actually be, because it will be like, it won't be like a surprise to you. So everybody goes for the RFID chip, but it will possibly be the mark. And as I state, the power will be off constantly, and they will control the power. They will have power, and you probably have to pay for your power if you need power or electricity. Yeah, and here's another example of what they do. These like scan, you can open, and the kids love it because you can switch on your cell phone with these things, and you can even switch on and off your TV, and then you can even scan your access your cell phone with it. So teach your children about these things. It's very important because they already condition your children to receive the mark, because they are the generation that growing up. Okay, and then next, here you can see then the cell phone. The cell phone then is used to scan. The cell phone is used to scan the barcode, and then you can access your whatever you want to have, a certain thing that you want to go to, a website address or something that you want to go to. But concerning the cell phone, as I said to you, it is the false prophet that emphasizes the 5G. The 5G is on its way, and 2019 is the deadline to have everything in place. Let's go there. Okay, that's not this one here. Yeah, it's okay.
Next year, the United States is on pace to have more 5G spectrum than any other country in the world. That's a big statement because, as you know, some people got ahead of us. We should have been doing this a long time ago, as advanced as it may be. In addition, last October, I directed the Department of Commerce to develop a national spectrum strategy to free up even more spectrum for economic activity, including 5G. The FCC has also taken action to streamline the permitting process for 5G infrastructure with state and local governments. That's a big deal. It takes too long to get permits. We're going to free that situation up, and we're going to put limits, and the local areas are going to listen to us very, very strongly. They have a big incentive to do that.
They're going to listen very strongly to us. He is the one emphasizing. He is the one pushing the 5G. You have a 5G tower in your yard. Know that you are paid, and some people get paid by having those towers on their property. You're actually being paid by the Antichrist himself, the false prophet himself. Yes, let's see how this 5G is going here. Let's go there. Now, SpaceX envisioned the Starlink network providing affordable internet access to people around the world. But that won't happen immediately. They already have about 400 satellites, even more than that by now, and will be needed to provide the minor. That is 400 is just to provide minor coverage, 800 moderate coverage. By 1,400 it will be a total coverage of the whole world. It is estimated that about 1.5 billion people don't have internet access yet. And why are they so desperate for those people to have internet? It tells you the full story. You need a cell phone to access your the false prophets internet, and to have your money you need a cell phone or you need a computer to for that. And most people, to have even small little kids already have a cell phone, and they are more literate than most of the adults. They understand technology very well. Even from 2-3 year olds understand the technology. They're training them to do so. Yeah. So let's go on and that. Here's the 5G wireless is coming earlier than you thought. A standard body says the next generation wireless network can hit the deadline by 2019 instead of 2020. Look around you. Towers are going up. Even here around me, the same towers are up here at the center, at the shopping center. And yeah, towers are going up everywhere, replacing the older, slower technology. The race is on to complete the G5 towers before 2020. Do you know why? You need a cell phone to access your money from the second beast. I mentioned it. His name or his number, and I'm going to discuss that number now in a moment's time. The false prophet. Now let us find out what is his number. I'm going to start actually with God's number first, but you will be very, very surprised. So let's go there. Yeah, 777 is the number of God. 777 is the perfect number. It also speaks of God's mercy, but then also of God's judgment. And in the days of Noah, people understand and knew what 777 signifies. As I said, it's a perfect number because 7 is the number of perfection. But also note the age of Lamech. There were 2 Lamechs in the Bible, one from Cain's generation and one from Seth's generation. And Lamech then died 4 years before the flood. And this was a warning for them because he died at the age of 770 years. Of course, we know that people in those days lived up into the 900s then. Yeah. So 777 was a warning for them that the flood is coming, and he died 4 years before the flood came. Of course, Methuselah was another name that was given when he dies, the flood will come. And I always say that God will give us also a warning, a certain man with a number base, that we will know that the rapture or his second coming is very close. Now, Donald Trump is also associated with the number 77. On his inauguration, Donald Trump was 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days. So, old, and that is the exact day. And I believe was totally planned from the beginning to the end, how they will do this. Yeah, we all know that American presidents is selected, not elected. They select them for you. Okay, so Trump actually means the final Trump. He is the final Trump. And that is our warning that Jesus is coming soon. And the tribulation is about to begin. Yeah. So that is your warning there. Now, Jesus Christ, the number of his name is 888. 88 is the number of a new creation, a new man. Jesus' name adds up to 88 in the Greek alphabet, in contrast to the fallen man, fallen number of 666. We're getting to that one in a minute's time. 666 is not the actual number. But 666 is also not a satanic number. It's the number of man. It's the number of man. Revelation 13, moreover, Jesus received his name when he was 8 days old. on that day that he was circumcised. So that is the beginning, new beginning. So 888 is the number for Jesus, it stands for him. Notice the names on the foreheads in Revelation 13:18 in contrast with the next verse of Revelation 14 verse 1. Those were actually the 144 evangelists, 144,000, and they had the name of God on their foreheads, and it was visible, of course. It was visible, it wasn't hidden. Nevertheless, let's go on to Adam. Yeah, not to Adam. Yeah, it's another number before Adam. 999 would be one short of 1,000, and thus it implies imperfection of incomplete. As is Satan's number, of course, 9999. And here we see they all alike, they're all the same, and they all work for one boss. The illumination of 1,000 points of light, and this was Bush Sr.'s favorite quote. It's an Illuminati pledge of alliances. That is what 999 points of light, that means. He quoted even on his death. Okay, I don't want to go into much of that, but let's go to the number of the beast, and this will be a surprise to you. Yeah. Adam, the number of his name, Adam's number was 66 people. Yeah, Adam is 666 because that is the number of a man. It's a number of a certain man. We are to count the number of the beast. It is the number of a man, and the number is 666. Now, the number of Adam is 45. 45 is that number. 666 is the number of man, because man was created on the 6th day of creation, and it signifies fallen man, since man comes short of God's perfection. Adam in Hebrew is spelled, Hebrew reads from right to left, and the calculation of the name Aleph is 1, Dalet equals 4, and Mem is 40 equals 45. It was all planned from the very day. There were actually 64 presidents. They started to the 45th one, 44, as 44 is short of 45. 44 is the Antichrist, and 45 is the false prophet, people. Yeah, don't switch off your video. Don't switch off your video. Now, that is the proof. Yeah, this was the fake seal, and Donald Trump at the speech, I think, the teen meeting, when Donald Trump appeared, and there appeared a false seal. Now, I found it very strange. It wasn't really fake. It had some meaning into it, It says, count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, Adam, and his number is 666. 66, You see, people won't count up the number of a man. They know it, and that is why people don't understand. It's the most mind-boggling thing, Even for myself over the years, I just couldn't figure this one out, 666 just did not sound the right number. But now we finally have the number. It is the 45th president of the United States of America. Yes, there's 45. Est un tutere means a puppet. Oh no, Donald Trump is not a puppet. Everybody says he's just a puppet of the lead. My friend, this man is going to behead your head. Yeah. Count the number of the beast, for it is a number of man, and this number is 666. 2 heads, Okay, this is the Russian emblem, but it also has contained, they say there are 2 Donald Trumps. Could be. I don't have proof of that yet. I'm still trying to find out proof of that. But Donald Trump will have, there are many countless of dreams that says that he will be assassinated. My wife also had a dream that she saw him in a coffin. And my wife's dreams is spotting people. Yeah, here is another one. If you don't want to believe me, Trump pens Make America Great, the 45. Now, no other president will put their number on there. I checked them all. No one. But this was just in the beginning of the campaign. But soon afterwards, the 45 disappeared. But you still find it on the internet. That just disappeared. And funny enough, I'll add your name to it. That sounds funny. I won't say it sounds funny. So now you know the number of the beast and why you need a cell phone. You need to access your number with his number or his name, people. The false prophet. Prophecy is coming to pass at a rampant pace, and the closer we come, things are revealed to us. It has been revealed to us. So now you ask me, now what about Obama? Obama, yeah, the BioX chip is a type, the NTG216 666 equals 216. That was the 200. Obama is born on the 216th day of the year. And that is the chip that they actually also going to use. It may also be implemented, but I think the preferred method will be the barcode. And let me put it, it will be much easier for, you're not just going to, there's many places that you will have to buy, the filling station, everything. You can't have a scanner all the time, so there had to be a visible sign for everybody to see. And to scan, they will just use a scanner to scan all your payment for the filling stations on your barcode, and that's, that small scanners. They scan you once it deep, there you go, payment is it, there you go. So the NTAG216 may also be used. Barack Obama was born on the 9th of Av, and 9th of Av is tomorrow. And the elite is also planning something for that day. Now I see a lot of people are speaking about tomorrow, as well as was the mass shooting. So mass shooting, of course, happened. But the elite may, I won't say get cold feet about it, but the bridge on the Californian bridge may be destroyed, or possibly they will use HARP technology to cause an earthquake there. But we will see what will happen tomorrow. I feel strongly that they're going to pull out all that. And that will possibly for next year, leave it for next year. Yeah, so it was strange also then that the mass shootings happened on the 216th day this year on Obama's birthday. Yeah. So, yeah, so let me just go there. The 260th day of the year, which is 1961, 1,891 years to the day from the destruction of the temple in 70 AD. 1,891 is the 61st triangular number. Born in 1967 and came to power in Israel on the 61st year. Doesn't regard the God of his fathers or the God of woman. He is a secular humanist and doesn't regard any God over another. He is a master of the craft, lies and deceit. Jesus said he saw Satan as Barak, lightning fall from heaven, hides Bama. The new world order, deep state, seeks to dominate the planet, the past presidents and the present ones of America is the front leaders in the campaign. The New World Order USA global conspirators manifest their agenda through the skillful manipulation of human emotions, especially fear. They want to introduce the New World Order, and that is what they are trying to achieve. This video may be limited. We will see about that. But yes, don't take the mark of the beast, whether it is a chip or a barcode tattoo on your right hand. Please do subscribe to my channel, and I just want to thank everyone for your giving. I do need much more for the work and to do more teaching videos on the word. But I just want to thank you for those that have been giving, and God bless.